Reflecting on the essence of reality leads us to question its very nature. Throughout my journey, questions about reality came up the most. So, I'm going to ask you the same question so that we can discuss this topic further. Is reality just a product created by our minds? Is our consciousness the creator of our reality, or is there an external force shaping what we perceive? Does our understanding remain confined by the limitations of a three-dimensional perspective? Our reality, it seems to me, is a collection of our perceptions. The three-dimensional limitations of our world shape our vision, with the predominant paradigm of duality influencing the physical and spiritual aspects of our journey. Because if we stop to think about it, perhaps there are no absolute truths in this world, only different perspectives. We navigate through an infinity of perspectives, each presenting a unique lens through which reality unfolds. The beauty of our world lies in the richness of these points of view, where reality becomes a personalized perception, valid only for the beholder. But this is where the beauty of our world lies, in the diversity of these points of view. But beneath the diversity of individual perspectives, I believe there is a deep connection. We are all connected. And it is in this idea that all notions of God and consciousness lie. The mystery of consciousness arises when we explore our existence even more deeply. In the essence of our existence, reality presents itself as a series of subjective experiences that feed our consciousness. That's why, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned my reflections on reality. But as I've already mentioned in some videos here on the channel, I believe that objective reality is a reflection of our inner states of consciousness. So today, we will embark on a journey of self-discovery, eliminating layers of perception and seeking to understand what connects us to the deep connection between consciousness and reality. Our encounters are inherently personal. Our engagement with the world is filtered through the lens of our perception, resonating with the distinct frequency of each of us, introducing meaning and making our lives real. Beyond our human form, we are the pulsating energy that sustains the fabric of our existence. At the core of our being, we are all energy. We exist as both particles and waves, and in our consciousness lies the influential power to shape our own reality. Consciousness, the very essence of our being, serves as our portal to the world, granting awareness and sometimes ignorance. In our daily routines, much goes unnoticed, hiding profound truths that could offer solace and enlightenment. When we have a heightened awareness, our perception becomes heightened, allowing us to live more harmoniously with life. Our consciousness acts as a filter, examining existence, extracting what is profound from the ordinary. Our senses, as valuable as they are, have limitations, capturing only a fraction of the vast reality. Sometimes, I think that consciousness is a very complex concept. It involves the ability to perceive, understand, and remain aware of oneself and the world around us. We are just a small fragment of the vast universe. The substance that makes up our body and all our surroundings is made up of atoms, the same chemical elements scattered throughout the universe. On a fundamental level, we share the same components as celestial bodies, stars, planets, and galaxies. This leads us to believe that our existence is a product of evolution, a result of natural processes taking place on a universal scale. Every particle and field in the universe interacts according to fundamental laws, and I believe that we are not disconnected from this cosmic system. Instead, we are an integral part of it. Recognizing our connection with the universe goes beyond mere physical composition. It encompasses a deep connection with natural processes. It's a perspective that reminds us of the humility and responsibility we have towards our planet, ourselves, and the universe. We have the extraordinary ability to shape our destinies. As adaptable characters in the narrative of life, we can reshape ourselves as we see appropriate. Our incomparable ability to transform ourselves is what really makes us explore the limitless possibilities of our existence. Reflecting on the complexities of life leads us to ponder profound questions. For example, do other entities perceive existence with the same depth and complexity as we do? Because think about it. Although I'm tuned in to my thoughts, emotions, and feelings, how can I be sure that you or anyone else has a similar inner tune? There is no portal to your consciousness through which I can fully understand your point of view, decode your thoughts, or even validate your cognitions. Or am I wrong? To truly understand the complexities of the universe and dive into the essence of life, we must free ourselves from rooted notions. The perpetual search for happiness or the incessant quest for euphoria, for example, prove to be unnecessary when we dive into the essence of life. Our life paths are sculpted by the choices we make and the personas we cultivate, even if these realizations escape us. Day after day, we navigate the countless facets of the human experience, occasionally embracing challenges to taste the sweetness of fulfillment when circumstances change favorably. When we transcend the structures we have established and the influence of our sensory experiences, we see reality in its unfiltered essence. However, a fundamental question arises. Do you perceive yourself as a passive spectator in the narrative unfolding in the world, or as an active participant? Love, in its purest form, blossoms when we transcend self-imposed limits. In this surrender, we unveil our deepest truths, deconstructing the barriers erected to maintain distance, removing them brick by brick. That's why it's essential to visualize our life as an extensive book, with pages awaiting narratives full of love. Now, I would like us to introspect about our self-concept. If we confine our identity to the ego, anchored only in voluntary choices, we run the risk of becoming mere pawns of destiny. It's tempting to feel thrown onto this path without any encouragement. However, another facet of our existence emerges: involuntary actions. Do you beat your heart, or does it beat completely independently? Such phenomena unfold perfectly, beyond our conscious intervention. As Alan Watts said, we are fundamentally an alternative reality. Not a God in the traditional sense, but a divine essence within ourselves. God in the sense of being. We often forget that we are all that exists. You, me, all of us have the power to ask deep questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of all this? That's why I always say that the search will always be internal, because we must first explore the depths within ourselves. We often limit our perception to a narrow view of ourselves, separate, isolated beings sailing around on a planet we haven't selected. But in reality, each of us contributes to cosmic development. However, we often neglect our role in this great project. And that's when a fundamental question arises. Are you just a victim of circumstances, or are you, in essence, the world itself? In a peculiar but profound sense, each person you meet is like a miniature universe, a distinctive mix of elements meticulously created over billions of years of cosmic engineering. But instead of embracing this deep connection, we tend to perceive ourselves as entirely separate entities, isolated from the universe. We search for the origins of the universe, oblivious to the fact that we are the universe trying to understand itself. This perspective comes with a change in mentality. Metaphorically speaking, imagine the universe as a vast forest. Each of us, like a branch or leaf, contributes to life. And our origins, like the roots of trees, are interconnected, all emanating from the same source. Together, we build life. Our roots are intertwined, just like the roots of the trees that give life to the forest. The origins of humanity have the same source. The energy that moves us doesn't disappear. It just changes from one form to another. Despite this universal continuity, Many are afraid that everything will come to an inevitable end. Although life as we know it comes to an end, I believe that the energy within us will persist eternally. We often believe that we are finite beings destined for a conclusive end, but this perception often leaves us dissatisfied and unhappy. The truth lies in the perpetuity of the universe, and as an integral part of it, you and I also endure. Death does not mean the end of our essence, but the end of the ego. The concept of the death of the ego represents a profound experience that transcends the conventional understanding of the self. In the death of the ego, subjective self-identity dissolves. All the beliefs we had about ourselves disappear, leaving us disconnected from our perceived identity. The traditional distinctions of I and not I merge into a continuous awareness of existence. It's like imagining yourself on the edge of an infinite void, suspended over the unknown. The death of the ego is like jumping into that void, abandoning everything that is familiar. It's like stepping out of our bodies, perceiving the world as a totally separate entity. During this experience, the conventional boundaries of reality crumble. The concept of things loses meaning, being just a linguistic fragment, a construct we invented to understand the world. The death of the ego disconnects us from these constructs, providing a heightened awareness and elevation of consciousness that defies any linguistic explanation. Trying to articulate the experience using conventional phrases such as "I saw" or "I felt" is almost impossible, as it is a unique and personal experience. The tools of language, created to convey personal experiences, break down in the face of a reality where the notions of someone or me no longer exist. Describing the death of the ego is like starting from scratch. It's as if your character's save file in the game of life has been deleted or corrupted, but you're still in the game. Experiencing the death of the ego can be scary and enlightening at the same time. It's a paradox, at once restrictive and liberating. It's like understanding life through death. During the death of the ego, it feels like you're flying and sinking at the same time, being pulled up from below in all directions. It's a glimpse of a reality free of personal failings, daily thoughts, and responsibilities. Time seems to freeze, allowing our mind to judge things as they really are. This is when we become the observer and the observable. Fear often arises from our inability to make peace with the chaos of the universe, and this is how everything tends towards disorder. This leads us even deeper into our own tunnel, away from everything and everyone. But to experience the death of the ego is to come out of that tunnel. We are all temporary collections of atoms, and everything we subjectively believe we are won't last forever. I believe that when I die, when my ego disappears forever and my physical body collapses, somehow I'll still be here. Eventually, everything will be there. But when that day comes, the universe will intervene, and whatever has become me will transform into something totally different. The journey from questioning the nature of reality to the profound experience of the death of the ego leads us to a broader understanding. We are all a unique expression of this vast, cosmic immensity, intrinsically linked to each other and to the universe around us. We could say that this is a journey towards understanding. In the absence of the ego, we find an unobstructed perspective, a clear vision of our place in the universe. In this state, duality dissipates, and we are free to fly beyond the self-imposed boundaries of individuality. Each of us is like a shooting star, tracing a unique path through existence. And just like the stars, we leave a luminous trail that reflects across the vastness of time and space. It's not just about searching for meaning in a cosmic vastness, but understanding that we are connected beings, interconnected by invisible bonds of energy and consciousness. We are an integral part of the universe, and our existence is an eternal dance between apparent duality and fundamental unity. Although life is a constant flow of change, our essence remains. We are more than the narratives we tell ourselves. We are divine expressions of an infinite reality. In my opinion, I believe it is a shared journey. Our stories intertwine, forming a collective narrative that reflects in the deepest recesses of the universe. So, as we venture into the mysteries of existence, let us embrace the idea that we are made of the same matter that makes up the stars. And may we find meaning in connecting with each other, and in understanding that in our search for truth, we are both the explorers and the journey itself. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit from this message. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for joining me. Take care and see you soon.